Howdy out there. All right, you already know. Running errands again. Um, I'm on my way to the grocery store. I I've been up. It's around 11 a.m. And I know on a weekend some people might be just waking up or whatever. I was actually up since 5-ish, probably a little sooner. Um, and I was thinking about that as far as like I'm always up anyway for work. And an educator, I'm a teacher, and they're on a schedule. And I guess most parents also have that dilemma. I guess I don't know. Um, Keeping kids on a schedule, that's important. And yeah, so as I'm learning more and more how to do this, it is important for me to make sure I keep a schedule for myself. And as they say, self-care. Yesterday I did buy a, a gift certificate for myself for massages. So I do get them. So um, I will be making sure I do my self-care because I've always done that. And it's only recently that my brother has come into my life in this way. Now, I'm working on making sure he gets a care team, and I know in some videos I've been waffling or whatever, but it is important for him to get what he needs versus me feeling guilty and or feeling like I can do this by myself, which I cannot. Okay, I'm just be honest. And this is a phone call, so I'm gonna see who this is. Hello.
Hey, this is America's Best Contacts and Eyeglass on Cam Creek. Am I speaking to Oliver Arrington?
No, we were there earlier, and the doctor canceled our appointment when we showed up. She said to cancel it when we were there.
Okay. Do you want to reschedule it for another day?
No, not right now. We're gonna look ahead at the
Okay.
schedule.
Okay, and you're going to call back?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks. Okay, so as you saw, that was my morning. I had an appointment for him to get his eyes checked. I had a feeling that he wasn't gonna make it, so it was just a try. So that was yet another reason why I was up, making sure that he was okay, and to see what he is like when I'm not around, because I have to work, right? So yeah, he didn't make it. So we went there early, and the doctor tried to see if he could wait maybe a couple of minutes, but he didn't make it. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to see if I can just order from his old prescription, and it's gonna have to be like that. Okay, that's how it is sometimes. Um, yeah. So I'm trying to deter him from wanting to go to Walmart every day or whatever obsession, because he threw his phone away. So I have to get you caught up with every video. So well, he didn't throw it away, he lost it. He lost his phone. So at first I thought he threw it away, but I'm starting to think that maybe he put it down somewhere and he does not know where it is. Somebody else picked it up. I live streamed about that because I could see the person, when I did the Find My Device thing. I tried to call it and they didn't answer, all that stuff. But yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so we ended up, I even tried to do the power of attorney thing, because I had an idea where I could go for a notary public. And I totally did not realize, maybe I did, but I just kind of, trying to see what can I get done. So I carry the papers around with me a lot. Okay, the power of attorney. And the thing is, he wants me to do this. It's just legally, we got to make it legal. I'm already doing it, right? And the hard part is when he or if he goes in needs medical care, then that's the problem where some doctors don't want to talk to me, and I'm like, but he doesn't know what he needs. I'm telling you what he needs. That kind of thing. So the guy told me, I went to the notary this morning also on the way to the eye doctor appointment. The notary told me that I need two witnesses that know him. This is a problem because my brother has only lived in Atlanta barely 6 months. He doesn't know anybody here except for me and maybe one other person, maybe two because they're married, and he's only met them once or twice. Yeah. So these are the obstacles that sometimes people run into when they're trying to take care of their loved one or whatever, and they're trying to do all the right things, but then there's all these obstacles, right? Um, and then there's other family who I tried to text my mother, like, okay, so we started off our morning, me and my brother off in the park. There's a track meet today, and because he wakes up so early, I got him his medicine and breakfast. We went over there. It was kind of overcast anyway, and the events didn't really start supposedly until like 8. We were there for almost an hour. We did pretty well. We got there around 7. I tried to stall for as long as possible while driving, and that's usually my plan. He's usually very comfortable drive with me driving. Um, so I tried to stall and get over there as slowly as possible or whatever. We get there to the park. We get a chance to walk um, to a nice location, and we sat for like 45 minutes, maybe an hour or so, and then it started to drizzle, and we were still waiting because it wasn't 8 o'clock yet. Um, and so my brother got anxious and he wanted to leave, so we left. We didn't get a chance to see anything really, but it was a nice way to just, I don't know, for me to relax for a little bit of time, see some nature, and get him to walk around a little bit. So next, that's when I decided, I was like, you know what, let's try the Notary Republic because I have the paperwork with me. And that's where, when I went in, again, we were early. And the thing is, he has such anxiety and he wants to go to places early, and he expects people to do stuff. That's been one big issue with a lot of what he's saying that he wants, but he doesn't want to wait, unfortunately. Um, Even when we found him, like when he was lost, like 3 years ago, and we found him, and we tried to get him to wait because me and my cousin found him, and then he wanted to go straight to the emergency room to get medicine. It's like that's not how it works. Like he has no idea how any of this works. Um, so yeah, it's a struggle for him to wait, especially when it comes to going for medical treatment or whatever, unless it's in the emergency room. And even then, he doesn't want to wait. So, um, yeah, so we waited for the place to open, and I talked to the man first. I basically said, hey, this is the situation. I was wondering, and I brought the paperwork too. So, um, so that he can look at it really quick. And I'm glad that he got a chance to look at it because again, I've had this paperwork since January, trying to see when is the right time, but I need two witnesses that know him. So now that's yet another obstacle. So now we head over to the eye doctor place. His appointment was supposedly 11:30, as you just heard on that call right then. I didn't recognize the number, and I was hoping in that it was somebody else who I'm working on trying to get connected with for my brother to live. Um, it was the eye doctor, even though like while I was in the office and I talked to the doctor and she said it's okay to cancel it. In fact, I heard her tell them to cancel it. So that's why I was, I hope I didn't sound mean or whatever. But so yeah. And I made sure he had breakfast and some lunch because yesterday he didn't have lunch. And that's what I realized um, when he seemed a little more off yesterday. He didn't eat lunch. So when I saw him yesterday to take him for dinner and medicine, he was more agitated, and he was more like, I want my own apartment. How do I get an apartment? Why can't I get an apartment? Kind of thing again. Um, so he wasn't nourished. He didn't get food. So there was that. And so now I have to make sure he tries to get a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. He's got to eat. He's got to stay hydrated. Those are his triggers. Um, yeah, those are the things I'm learning. And right now, like I said, I'm going to the grocery store. So I dropped him off. So I got him some lunch and took him back to the apartment, even though I was like, oh, he wanted to go right, of course, right then and there to go to the grocery store. And I've already learned I'm not ever taking him to a grocery store if I can help it. Okay. So I take him back to the apartment because his memory is so bad. Like I stopped talking about it for like 5 minutes and, distract him with something else. Once I gave him the food and I focused him on eating the food in the car here, I tried to get back to the apartment as fast as possible. So then we get back to the apartment. He was actually doing laundry when I saw him this morning, so he was, put the clothes out of the washing machine into the dryer when we got back up there. He also got water from the fast food place, you know, but he left it here in the car. And so I came back down to the vehicle to get it, go back upstairs, and he's gone. I see him later. That's why I was rushing. Actually, I always think that I'm always on camera. But anyway, so um, I was already planning on going to the grocery store without him. I was trying to hoping to see if he would take a nap, and then I would go. So this works out fine because, like I said, I didn't plan on taking him to the grocery store with me anyway. Um, because there's too many people. And again, he's still not self-aware enough to realize that these are his triggers, and he need like I I don't know. We got to work on getting some therapy because yeah, he doesn't realize that these things frighten him. He'll say yes, and then it's by the time we're in the situation, it's too late. So, but I'm learning, getting information, and I don't know. I'm I'm hoping that therapy will be the key for him. I'm trying to find the right angles for him to want to self-study a little bit too on this therapy thing. Even if we go to therapy, I'm worried that he will shut down and not accept it, because he's had such bad experiences in the past. I'm working through it with him, trying to get him untraumatized with a lot of things, and just get him to, realize that good things are happening for him, you know, retrain that RAS, excuse me. So the things I try to, promote on my channel, which I hope people subscribe and whatnot and watch those videos, that there is science in that. Okay. There are parts of our brain that we recognize what we program ourselves to recognize. But because he's only seen trauma, then he only looks for trauma. And once he sees trauma, it just, as it, it explodes. So I'm trying to undo that as best I can as a family member. And then now to the family part. So I took some photos of Oliver, and that's my brother's name, in the park, and he seemed pretty cool and calm. We saw some ducks and stuff. I sent one of the photos to my mom this morning, and we were laying down on the mat that I usually carry in the vehicle, just waiting and stuff and chilling. And I sent her that picture, and I said, I'm trying to say, hey, go take a nap, because he probably was up all night, quite honestly. And her response was, he'll be up later. And I'm trying to be like the middle ground here, where she doesn't realize what mental illness is. Like, she's seen it on TV just like everybody else. But unless you've actually, and I'm learning too, unless you've actually lived in it, next to it, like really and truly, you have no idea. It's like he was probably up all night because he knew he wanted to go see a track meet that he didn't even actually see this morning. Okay. So, and she's still trying to be a mom. I kind of had to shut that down early on when, especially when we were in crisis. Because right now, I don't consider this crisis. This is me gaining more information so we can prevent crisis. So when we were in the middle of crisis, she tried to pull the whole like, and tell him this and do this. And it's like, he's not going to do that. I'm sorry. All the times, and this is me now being, resentful towards my mom. It's like the times when she had the chance to help him and she didn't, and she was too afraid. Somebody had to step up, you know? And she didn't want to learn anything. She didn't want to call these people. Like, she literally had the legal right to do all the things to prevent a lot of this stuff from happening. And I'm going to be honest. And she didn't do it. She was too afraid. And I have to wrestle with that. Even now, I'm the one that over the past few years tracked him down and found him and have him in my care now, even though not legally. But yet she still wants to try to do, and it's not, she's not a bad mother. So, this is not about me slamming her at all. She just does not know. She is old school. She's a church lady. She's old school, like sweet as pie, seriously. So, it's, a lot of times people say, oh, she doesn't gossip. Like, she works in her garden, y'all. She grew up on a farm. She's a farm girl, church lady. And she does not know. She has no idea. Um, and so I have to kind of wrestle with that in my own thing. And even when I try to send her pictures of him, she still tries to mother. She still believes that, he's a certain way. And I did try to fuss at her about saying things to him that he takes in the wrong way. And it's hard. It's hard. I'm going to admit. And as I'm looking for that right kind of care that he needs, I don't know. We'll find it, though. We will find it. And I just want to record a lot of this because I understand how difficult it is. And every time I see people who are unhoused, I know, like, this stuff, like the United States, it was never meant to help. But yeah. All right. So I'm going to go. And it's my friend's birthday. So I'm also trying to figure out how to be able to get my brother his medicine this afternoon and go celebrate birthday. Okay. Working on it. All right. With that, I say, take care, y'all. Take care. Bye. I see that's other folks texting friends. All right. Bye.